Hello and welcome to Simple Country Place. Today I have 4 easy peasy meal ideas for you. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe for more videos and welcome and enjoy. So the first thing I'm making is lasagna. I have some ground beef, diced onion, and minced garlic in that pan that's browning up. I'm adding a jar of marinara sauce. I don't really discriminate. I just pick whatever's right in front of me at the grocery store because I always add extra seasonings to everything. So marinara sauce, I put some water in there, switched it around to get all the sauce out, added that in. For the seasonings, I am adding basil and Italian seasoning. And then I'm gonna mix this around and cover it and let it simmer for a while as I'm getting other things ready. So for the cheese mixture, I have an egg that I'm going to scramble up a little bit to help hold everything together. And then I'm adding an entire container of ricotta. Sometimes I'll add cottage cheese in place of it, but I had ricotta this day, so that's what I'm adding. I shredded up an entire block of mozzarella cheese, so I'm adding some of that in, some Parmesan cheese. And for the seasonings, basil, Italian seasoning again, and garlic powder. And then mixing that all really well. For the construction, you want to spray your pan really well and then add a thin layer of the meat sauce on the bottom so the noodles don't stick. So that is what I am doing here, just a nice thin layer of the meat sauce. And then your noodles, and then on top of the noodles, you want to add that ricotta mixture. And then on top of the ricotta mixture, I always add more cheese. And so I add some of that shredded mozzarella, some more Parmesan, and then Italian seasoning, and then another layer of the meat mixture. Sometimes I'll make a vegetarian lasagna, and instead of meat, I will use zucchini and like bell peppers, which is also very delicious. But I was making this, my sister and her boyfriend came over, and obviously my husband was there, my nephew was there, so they are all meat eaters, so I made it with meat this day. So once you get those layers done, you want to just continue on with the layers until your pan is full, which mine always overflows, but such is life. So, and I always top mine with the meat and cheese, like the extra shredded cheese and Parmesan cheese and Italian seasoning at the very tippy top. And then I will spray a piece of tin foil, cover it, and throw it in my oven for, it depends on the size of the pan, but this one I think was like 40 minutes or so. And you want to make sure that you let this rest for at least like 10 minutes because it'll be piping hot and will not cut nicely if you try and do it right out of the oven. I served this with a garden salad that I didn't film and garlic bread. On this night, I'm making what I call chicken cordon bleu casserole. Right now, I'm making like a very, very simple cream sauce. So a roux, butter, flour, and then adding half and half to that. And the only seasonings I put in here were black pepper and parsley. I had previously cooked chicken and cubed that up. And then I had some ham that was cooked in my freezer that I thawed. And so I have the cooked chicken, the ham, Swiss cheese that I blocked up, like a block of Swiss cheese that I cubed up, and then cooked egg noodles. So I have those 4 things in a bowl. And then I will be adding this cream sauce to that bowl with the chicken, cheese, ham, and noodles, and mixing that all together. Then you're going to dump that into a greased baking dish and throw that in the oven. The sauce will thicken up and the flavors will like marry together. It's super good. I obviously didn't eat it, but my husband, my nephew, our friend was over that day. They all liked it, and I just served it with some green beans. On this day, I made chili in my crock pot. So I have drained and rinsed kidney beans, black beans, and pinto beans in there. And then I'm adding chili beans with the sauce, 2 cans of diced tomatoes, 1 can of diced tomatoes with green chilies, some tomato paste, and tomato sauce. I can't remember if I said that already. And a can of crushed tomatoes. And honestly, I just eyeball this. For the veggies, I added onion and green or bell pepper. I always just like add sauce as I go, like, oh, it needs more tomato sauce, it needs more beans. I just add as I go and watch for consistency until I think it looks good. For vegetables, this particular day I made vegetarian chili, so no meat, but sometimes I'll throw in celery, sometimes I'll throw in corn, jalapenos, other types of peppers, like really whatever I have that I feel like throwing in there. But yes, I made vegetarian chili because I like it more than my husband does. And then I use the leftovers. I always make a huge batch, use the leftovers, I freeze them in portions and use them for different meals. But this turned out really good. And for the seasonings, like as a staple, I always add red pepper, cayenne pepper, garlic powder, cumin, parsley, and chili powder. However, sometimes if I'm being jazzy, I will also add brown sugar. I did not on this day, but it turned out very delicious and I enjoyed it. I love chili and I put crackers in there, cheese, sour cream, all of the things. My husband is very plain Jane and just dips his crackers in and eats the chili separately. I did not. Sometimes I'll make like super spicy chili, which I enjoy, but my nephew, again, doesn't like spice, so I have to control myself. Otherwise, he won't eat it. But so I didn't add a lot of spice to this, but you could definitely taste it. And once this was all, I didn't have like a final shot of our bowls, but it looks basically the same other than cooked. I cooked it low and slow for like 8 hours. You don't need to do that long, but that's just what I did because I was busy. And I feel like chili is very versatile. Like you can do so many different things with it. The last meal, I am making what I call chili cornbread casserole. So I have that corn muffin mix and I'm just making it according to the package directions. An egg, I think it's a 1/3 cup of milk, and then the cornbread mix. And you do want to, after you mix it all together, it will be lumpy. It says that right in the directions, that's fine. And then you want to let it rest a little bit. I have some ground beef that I just browned up, and I'm adding some chili seasoning, chili powder to that. Again, not a lot because nephew. And I am going to take one of the portions of the leftover chili and add that in. And just mix it around, let it simmer for a while, let the chili heat up. For the casserole, quote unquote, aspect, super easy, just a sprayed baking dish. You want to put that meat mixture in the bottom. And then I always do a layer of salsa con queso, nacho cheese, whatever you want to call it, a layer of that. You can certainly leave that off, and then that cornbread mixture on top. And you pop that in the oven, I don't know, 20 minutes or so. I just watch it until the cornbread's done. And yes, super good. The cornbread gets nice and fluffy and crunchy on top. And then the chili and cheese mixture, very good. So thank you so much for watching. Please come back for more videos and subscribe.